Speaker, yes. I'll be inviting Nana Boateng. Yes, he's a veteran. Yeah, he served in the British Army. And is a dedicated prison officer with 3 years of experience. Focuses on protecting the public and preventing reoffending through initiative life skills for life, the thinking skills program, and the like. So it's into the civil service, the HMS. I know for some of us, probably we are looking at job security and the likes. So we will deal with that. So please welcome Nana. Thank you very much. Before I continue, I would like to thank our Papa of the house and the Mama for such an opportunity for all of us to meet here. It's been an honor to see all of you. Yeah, so let's clap for them. And as he said, I would like to share with you some of the experiences of our life. And as believers, our faith is built on the Word of God. And if you look at the Word of God, you can see God, who was our creator himself, was a worker. If you look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, you can see the creation story. It shows vividly that our God was no lazy person. He worked very hard. So as we are gathered here, we're here to turn our life around. So let's take this opportunity to take everything that we're taking very serious. And on this note, I would like to introduce to you civil servant jobs. So if we talk about civil servants, that's a group working for government departments and agencies to maintain professionalism and impartiality and continuity of government operations. If you look at the UK, we have agency department, like if you go to Medway now, you can see a lot of nurses there. All of them falls under civil service. And they are there to implement policies made by the health ministry. And if you look at the legislature, like if you go to parliament, number 10 is there to make legislation for us, which can help us implement policies that will benefit residents and citizens of the United Kingdom. So we as civil servants are there to make sure these policies come into place. That's what we are there for. And if you look at, you can see we work with professionalism, which means as a civil servant, you need to always show a level of professionalism and also be very impartial. You need to always do the job to that requires standard. Okay, and in our career, we have a lot of career development based on your knowledge, your qualification, your experiences. But let's put this one aside. There are a lot of civil service jobs that you don't even need any qualification. All you need is the right attitude. Because there are a lot of people here who will not even go to Google to even check what kind of jobs that I can do. Because most of these jobs are there for the benefit of citizens. All you have to do is show interest. They will employ you, they will train you. That's where apprenticeship and training comes into place. Okay, so the civil service rules are to serve the public. That's why initially I used Medway, for example. We have a lot of nurses in our midst. They are there to serve their community. So what we do is a direct impact to the society. You can see all the speakers we're talking about, big figures. Civil servant, we are there to make sure that the public is safe. We are there to render services. That's why it's not everyone who can be a civil servant. You need to love your community. You need to have the job at heart. If not, it's a no-go area. So most of you here, and looking at your background, where you're coming from, are the right candidate for said jobs. So please take the opportunity to be on board. And yeah, if you look at the policy implementation, we dare to implement the policies of the government. Like as I said, number 10. If you look at this, Rwanda, Salam, whatever they've implemented, they need to be staff on the ground to help these policies come into place. And that's where we come in. I know there will be a time that we will have to send people by force. That is when we, the staff, comes in. Sometimes, some of the job that you have to do will be something that you don't really want to do. But as a civil servant, you work with impartiality. You need to do the job across board. And as you can see, we have responsibilities of a civil servant. We have the ethical principle. You must always adhere to the ethical standards, such as being very honest, integrity, fairness, and impartiality. There are a lot of places that you go, you will see a lot of nepotism. That's when people put in place people they know them. A civil servant, conflict of interest should never be found anywhere. You need to work based on the ethical standard of the civil service. So if you are here, you set your heart and you feel this is the place I want to be, I want to make impact to the society, I want to cause change, then that's the right job for you. And accountability. As a civil servant, you are accountable to the elected officials. That's those people in the parliament. We respond to the prime minister, we respond to the crown. That's why if you see any civil service logo, you see the crown there. So if you can see, like my badge, you can see the crown there. It means we respond and we are accountable for anything related to the crown. And as a matter of fact, whatever you do, you are responsible for it. Don't say because I represent the crown, I represent the parliament, so I'm going to mix up. You are accountable for your behavior. Each person is accountable for his behavior, but we stand for the civil service. And we try to make sure that there is always transparency. Public servants are very instrumental in promoting transparency and accountability in government operation. Like if you go to UKVI and you want to go and renew your visa, they will never say because I know you, whether you qualify or not, I'm going to make it for you. No, you need to meet the right requirement. So you need to be very transparent. That's why there's always set guidelines that you need to meet. That's when they tell you you need to have like proof of address, proof of this. You should have said it this way, you should have done this. That's why accountability comes to play. So as civil service, we are there to make sure there's accountability in every aspect of this country. And we also do service delivery. As I said, if you go to Medway, you can see the nurses running up and down. Sometimes they're very tired, but because that they are called to duty, they can never say no. I know enough nurses that you go there, some people are even abusing them, but they love the job, customer first. They need to always adhere to the ethical standard. So without wasting my time, I'm going to introduce to you His Majesty Probation and Prison Service. That is where I work. And it's a very lovely place. It can be tough, but very interesting and very rewarding. So if you look at it, our mandate as officers of prison is to keep in custody those who are committed by the crown so that the public can be safe. So whilst you are sleeping, we are protecting you. We're keeping this criminal behind bar so that you can have a peaceful night. Thank you. And if you can see, it's a very important system in the UK. And we manage the prison, supervised prisoners, serving community centers or probation. So it's not just only in the prison. Even when you are out, we're there to ensure that there is continuity of your life. You are not re-offending. Because I know prisoners that I'll take to reception and I'll tell them, oh, don't come back, take gaff. See you next week. Because there's no policy there for them. But if we get people like you and me who are so much committed to do the job well, and we put in place policies and probation is doing their work, these people will never offend and come back. And we're never going to use our taxpayers' money to feed these people whilst they are in prison. So if you look at our responsibility, it includes supervising prison operations, assuring prisoner safety and rehabilitation. I know sometimes most people have the idea that they are criminals, so they need to be treated anyhow. No. When you come into the prison, they are like service users. So we need to protect them. We need to protect them from harm. We need to have policies in place that will protect these people. I bet you some of them are even living a good life there. When you come to some of them, their cell is like a holiday camp. Yeah, because we put in policies that will prevent them from offending. Sometimes not going to work 100%, but we're making it. That's why we need committed hands to come and support us. And we also administering of probation service. That's when they are out. You need to make sure that you keep an eye on them. They are not offending. They are not stalking people. They are not harming the public. That's all our job. Carrying out risk assessment. Before someone even gets released, we need to carry out risk assessment to see if this person is dangerous to the community. Because there are people who get released, but will still be in a restricted area. Like maybe you committed the crime in Kent, you can even put policies in place that this person never comes to Kent again, so that these communities are safe. There are some of the risk assessment. And within the prison walls, we do a lot of risk assessment to make sure that this person is of that high criminal record, so we need to separate them. And also carry out policies. So policies that the government put in place, like recently, we had a policy that prisoners will be released 70 days earlier. So which means we as prison officers need to carry out these policies, because most of the prisoners are becoming full. So we need to do risk assessment and see who can be tagged, who can go into the community, who can serve it. And also conducting research to improve offender outcome and public safety. So whilst they are in there or out, we need to conduct all this research to make sure that the public is safe, so you can sleep peacefully whilst we are at work. Okay, so the roles and responsibility, that's maintained order by patrolling, monitoring inmates, and responding to problems. We have a system in place. There's one that we call FMI, that's 5 minutes intervention. That's when you give the 5 minutes of your time to talk with prisoners, to see issues that they're going through. A prisoner can self-harm just because you did not give him that attention. So as officers, we train to deal with all this. Sometimes what we say to someone, like someone can tell you after giving up on life, it do happen to me. They come to me, Gav, I'm tired. I feel like tonight I need to die. And I ask them, are you living for yourself or are you living for your family? You need to trust in God. Sometimes the way you talk to them, let them realize that they should never be selfish anymore. They need to think about the bigger picture. So that's where we come in. So it's a very tedious job, but we need people committed. And we need to also adhere to prison rule through searches and also prohibition and discipline sanction. You know, people come into jail because they committed offenses. So they come in there so that they can be reshaped. Because there are a lot of prisoners who have never worked in their life. Some of them have never even put on a white shirt before, not even a tie. That's why if you see prison officers with the white and black, it's just to show to them that when you get out, you can also put on a nice clothes and go to work. That's why we have a routine. You wake up at this time, you go to work at this time, come back at this time, so that they can be a bit of discipline in their life. So every system that we do in there has the reason why we do that. And if you look at it, we support them through mental health initiative and conflict resolution. As an officer, almost every day, we go to resolve issues. That's why if you come to the prison, it's not just only officers. We have teachers, we have mental health practitioners, we have nurses, we have GP, we have admin clerk, we have pastors. Honestly, the prison is like a community. You have everyone involved. So don't just, it's only officers. We have business analysts, we have health and safety people. Everyone is involved in prison. So it's a job for everyone, not just only the strong one. Everyone here can work in the prison. We have digital marketers, people who say good things about the prison. People who are writing about us, because sometimes, the public can say damaging things about the prison, but it's up to them to let them know the good side of the prison service. And also, we need to prepare for emergency. Sometimes you go to work, the first thing you see is someone hanging. Yeah, the first thing you see someone is hanging. So what do? Sometimes you need to do the risk assessment. Should I go in or should I wait till people come? If you love God at heart, you're going to forget everything and run in there. People will tell you, why did you go in? But because you have good conscience, you don't care that whatever will happen, because you want to save life. Sometimes very traumatizing, but you need to patronize risking your life and saving others. Yeah. And sometimes you need to keep accurate records of activity, event and action. That's why if you come there as an officer, you need to get at least a logbook so you can write everything that happened. Because every minute something can change. There's no same day. Every day is different in the prison service. Every day is different. And we also do inmate rehabilitation through educational, vocational, and counseling program, fostering reintegration. As I said earlier, when you come there, it's a whole larger community. We have pastoral care, we have educational reform, we even do open university there. Some of them are even doing masters in the prison. They are not paying for. That's why you release the people and they still want to come back to the prison because they get free food, free healthcare, everything is free. I bet you if many of you call an ambulance, they will tell you you need to wait the next 4 hours. If you call ambulance in the prison, 15 minutes it will be there. If you call that there's fire, they will run. They can bring like 4 trucks. That's how they respond to people there. Because it's a very integral part of the community. So in the day of the life of a prison officer, I wanted to play a video, but unfortunately it's not being able to play. But during the breakout session, maybe we can have the opportunity to watch so you can see it like from that side of the view of officers. And I also have a lot of officers in our midst that during the breakout session, if you have any questions, you can go to one of them. They are willing to assist you. Yeah. And so in working in a prison, is very fast-paced and at times very challenging. That is very true. In a day, sometimes if I count the paces I've made, I bet you it's like walking from here to maybe London Bridge. Because in a day, you can run, you have to respond to alarm and all that. And there are days that is very chilled. So every day is never the same. So you experience high and lows within the work setting. However, this will in turn build on your knowledge. That is a very true thing. Because I bet you in the prison setting that built you very well. When I left the army, I felt like, no, I want to go back home. This country is not for me. But when I went to the prison service, I felt like I found myself. You get what I mean? There are a lot of you here, as the Bible says, go to the prison, take care of those people in prison. There are people who are not going to be pastors. Yours is to take care of those people. That's why there are some of you need to take job tests so you can implement proper policies. And there's always training and supportive to help you feel confident and assertive in your role. There's always training throughout. There's always help. When you feel like your mental health is going, they are there to support you. There are chaplains there. There are care team. Anytime you feel, no, I can't make it, go there, they will help you. If you don't seek for help, no one can be there for you. Yeah. Life can also depend on the prisons, the level of security and the prisoners. That's why if you are looking for the job, you need to think about the category you want to go. You don't just say, I want to work in a prison, so boom, you just apply. You need to ask questions. And you have to be responsible for around 6 prisoners to support their rehabilitation. That's why we call key working. That in a week, you have to try and speak to these people. Because some of them have been there for like 2 years, they've never contacted their family. So when you're able to keep work with them and you help them reconnect with their family ties help people rehabilitate. But there are people who are committing crime because they are homeless. But if you're able to manage them professionally, you're able to aid them, they go out, they never come back. So if you look at the category, so in England and Wales, prisoners are categorized based on the risk of escape. There are most prisoners who are very dangerous. So said prisoners are always in the cat A because they are a danger to the community and even to the government. There are suicide bombers even in prison. So said person can never be allowed out. You know what I mean? They need to keep a close eye on them. And when you come to Cat B, there are people who are in the local or training prison. Yeah, so like if you are being arrested by the police, you go to your local prison before you are being processed and come to other prison that you befit. And we have, that's where I work. That's where you come in, we train you, we prepare you to go back into the public. We also have category D. That's like a minimal security. That's where you are already ready to go and work. Most of these delivery drivers you see are prisoners. They are from Kati. Yeah. So these are the qualities that we need. You need to be very honest, resilient, communicate. You need to have people skill. You need to be able to communicate to people. You need to be able to diffuse issues. And the ability to work effectively in challenging and changing environment. Okay, and these are the required skills. You need to be very empathic. You need to put yourself in others, because if you're not there for people, you can never change them. So we're going to continue the rest in the breakout session. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, that's interesting. Yes. If I may share, I think one thing I learned coming from Nigeria, I used to know that once you hear civil service, it's all about job security, right? But I think I